Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name's Calabucas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking innovation, startups, the future. That's right, folks, we're still talking innovation. Not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack that subscribe button and hit that bell so you'll be notified when a new show pops up. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe. And please put in a good word for the show at Apple Podcast. I'd greatly appreciate it. What are we talking about today? The change of culture in America. Well, maybe it's not just in America. Maybe it's global. But I've noticed for a while now, and this has been going on for a while now, that we have turned the corner. And I think as a product developer, as a startup founder, as an innovator, as a corporate innovator, as a futurist, you need to look at where humanity is going, where the cultures are going, where your customers are going. And it seems to me that the focus on the individual is on the wane. Now, personally, as a libertarian, I don't like seeing that. I prefer to focus on the individual. I think the individual still has the power to do what they would want to do. I still believe in free will to a point. Obviously, there's determinism. You may be in a box of determinism inside of free will. But that's just my philosophical side talking. What I'm seeing in the culture of today, what I'm seeing in the culture all around me, what I'm seeing in upcoming generations of customers is that we're stepping away from individualism. We're stepping away from personal preferences. We're stepping away from being individuals, and we're stepping into being groups. We are becoming a collective. We have turned away from individuality, and we have turned towards the group. When I see the word group on everything, in fact, the last straw was when I saw a flyer the other day, and it was talking about group costumes, and I thought, are we at the point now when even our Halloween costumes have to be part of our group? We have to fit in to the group. Now, human beings have always had to fit into the group, and I understand that. But at least we had a semblance of individuality. But now with our ever-growing connectedness, and I talked about this before, I've talked about how human beings have now we've moved on from Homo Sapiens. Now we've become Homo Nexus, where we're only talking about things that have to do with the group. We connect with each other. We have no individual opinions of our own, but we take on the opinions of the group that we just happen to be in. So if you think about it, we need to look at customers in the same way, that customers aren't necessarily individuals. Because if you think about it, when you develop a persona is like a map of an individual. And the reality is that there are no maps of individuals anymore. You can't say that an individual has a set of preferences, desires. It doesn't exist anymore. It's all done within the context of the group that they happen to be in. We've moved from a situation where an individual makes the decisions on what they're going to do for themselves to where they have basically handed off that decision-making power to the group. I mean, it works great both ways, because on the one hand, if the group gives them a directive which says do this and it doesn't work out, they can blame the group. But if it does work out, then they can take it on as their own and say, I did this. So we need to take a really good look at any products and services that serve specific individuals. And we have to understand that we are moving from an age of individuality to an age of the collective. We have become the Borg collective. We almost don't do anything anymore because we're so connected to everyone else in the rest of the world that we can instantly ask for opinions from everyone around us. We don't have to have our own thoughts. We're never disconnected enough so that we need to have our own thoughts. We can always derive our own thoughts based on somebody else's or some other group's thoughts. And that's where we are now. We have moved into the land of the group. Whether this is good or bad for humanity, I'll leave that up to you. Personally, I think it's bad, but it seems to be the direction we're going in. So think about your products and services. Think about the products that you're developing today. Are they geared to the individual or are they geared to the group? How can you leverage groupthink into this product and make it more appealing in that way? How can you leverage the power of the group in the product as opposed to the power of the individual? That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.